If people would see my work and start to question these constructions behind this image process or reproduction processes, I think that could be one of the goals. My work revolves around the research into reproduction processes. It's an inquiry in how these processes lead to autonomous images, and I always try to dissect and use these processes in the final result of my work and make those processes the subject of the work. I think in basic my inspiration stems from a basic fascination into how we communicate and how we construct images and how we perceive the world around us. And I'm trying to find or search for grips in or entrances in this perception. If you would look back at the works that I've made so far, it's for me personally, maybe for a viewer it's harder to see, but for me personally it's just one project that leads to the other. It has different outcomes, it has different techniques, different methodologies that I use within my work. But in basic I think all the projects have a strong relationship towards each other. And that's usually the case because there's one person who's making it, so there's always this connection within the works. For the recent series that I'm making, Manufactured Manual, I'm working with silkscreen again. And the basic of these collages are photography manuals. And I use all these images that almost in a manner trying to explain itself as the source material for creating these collages. And what I'm doing, instead of using the silkscreen, which you see here, this is the silkscreen, using it as a printing technique, I'm using it as the work itself, and therefore switching the process to the end result instead of using it just as a tool to create work. And I've created multiple color emulsions. I have a full cabinet of color emulsions. And what I do, I have transparent color emulsions that I apply onto the silkscreen. I add these color pigments to this color emulsion and make multiple exposures onto this silkscreen to create a layered image of color. I think my work doesn't directly relate to a social subject in the matter, but I think by deconstructing these reproduction processes, one of the core basics of my work is trying to have people question these principles behind imagery and behind the means of communication with that. So it's not on the forefront, but I do think it does question social topics or touches upon them. But I don't try to direct my viewer too much. I think that's up to them.